Hi, everyone. Welcome to Bite Size PD. I am so excited that you are joining me here today. My name is Rachel Johnson. My Twitter handles are on the screen there if you want to connect with me on Twitter. Take a minute and say hi in the chat. I would love to know where you're from, if you've got a Twitter handle, what that is, because I would love to be able to connect with you in different places. So I think since it's only 15 minutes, we're just going to dive right into our learning. So I am going to share a link with you for our voting. So what you're going to do is go and vote on what you want to see. And so if there's something you really want to see, then go and vote multiple times for it. There's kind of no limit for how much you vote for a specific topic. So I've got a good lineup of a few different activities, some tips, some strategies. So a bunch of different things for you to vote on. So I'm just going to give you a minute to do that. And we'll wait for some responses to come in. I see some people here, so we're getting responses. This is great. Okay, keep voting. So if there's something you really want to see, go vote for it multiple times. Okay, this is good. All right, we'll give it about 30 more seconds. Okay, looks like number 3 is starting to win. So maybe let's start with number 3 first. So number 3 is the 30 circles challenge. And the reason I wanted to share this with you today is because it's a really great icebreaker kind of activity. So let me just flip over to it and let's take a look at it. So I will share in the chat one for us to try together if you want to go on the activity itself. It's a Jamboard activity. And so kind of the premise is it's a drawing challenge. And what you're going to do is you're going to ask your students to really kind of push their creative brain and to reimagine the 30 circles. So turning them into recognizable things. So if you want to, go jump on the Jamboard. That's a mouthful. And grab a frame and give it a try. So you can grab the pen tool, which is off to the side here, and you can draw whatever comes to mind that would fit these 30 circles. So for example, I'm really terrible at digital drawing here, especially when my hands are a little shaky. But, you know, I might turn one into a smiley face, or I might turn another one into sunshine, or really kind of the ideas are endless here. And it's just really a great sort of activity to get the creative juices flowing and, you know, to get a little bit more information about who your students are and how they think and what they sort of like. So yeah, grab a frame, give it a try. I see we got some smiley faces here, which is awesome. What other frames are we on? So we got some people on other frames, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it's just sort of a nice way, especially if anyone on here is joining us from Ontario, from my school board. Our secondary students are just starting their very last quadmester today. So this would be a great activity to get to know your students a little bit better. So what I'll do is I'll also, while you're kind of playing around with that, is I will share a couple of templates in the chat with you. I do have templates in both English and in French, since I'm situated in Canada, and I have some amazing colleagues who take these activities and translate it into French for me because my French is terrible. But yeah, you can go ahead and use both of those templates if you want them. grab a copy and feel free to use them. So that's 30 circles in a nutshell. Oh, I see some what looks like maybe a Christmas ornament there, so that's pretty cool. All right. Okay, I think that takes care of the 30 circle challenge. So let's go back to our voting, and I will share our voting form again in the chat for you, and let's see where we're going to go next. All right. So go ahead, go vote for what you want to see next, and vote lots for the ones that you really, really, really want to see. All right, we're starting to get some more votes in here now. Oh, thanks, Anna. This is a lot of fun. I love doing PD this way. I love that it's driven by your choice and not mine. All right. I am seeing that a lot of people want to go with number 1. So let's dive into number 1. If we go back over here, oh, this is decolonizing STEM resources. So I love this. I actually learned about this from I think it was called the Untamed Learning Conference that was run by the EdTech team a little while ago, maybe a month or so ago. And these are a set of resources from Eric Cross. So let me share the resources for you in our chat. And I will grab them. And I'm going to go through a couple of my favorites because there's some really neat stuff in here. I always find I'm actually, I struggle a little bit about, looking at science in general and looking for ways to really decolonize the curriculum and teach from an anti-racist stance. So I love these resources. I'll open up this document first and share that. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. Some of my favorites are the Draw a Scientist activities. So if we take a look at that one there, it doesn't want to open. Okay, I'm just gonna come back and grab it from my slide deck instead because it's not cooperating with me. So I really like this one. I love starting out my science courses by asking my students to draw a representation of what they think a scientist is. And it's really interesting because you get, like these examples, you tend to get a lot of male figures, primarily white, and so it's really interesting to get them to all draw their thinking of what a scientist is, and then to kind of go through what do you notice, what do you wonder, what do you see, what do you don't see, and asking them things like, do you see yourself represented in these pictures, and if not, why not? So it's a really great kind of jumping off activity to start having some of those conversations in your classroom, and to also then kind of go back and start exploring, well, what scientists are out there and what sort of diversity is out there, and that sort of thing. So that's a really great kind of jumping off activity to start with. And then from there, I would probably take a look at this diverse scientist database, which someone put together, and it's just this Google sheet of a ton of different scientists, gives you a bit of description, and just really provides you a very sort of diverse set of scientists out there that your students could then go and look through and explore a little bit more. So I really, really like that. And then the final one in here is this underrepresentation curriculum project. And so this one here, if we go to it, it's all about equipping your students with the tools of science to examine science itself. So really taking a critical lens to looking at science and at data and at bias in data. And the reason I'm pointing this one out is because if you go to the curriculum tab, there are lesson plans that are already ready to go and ones that you could use with your students right away. And it does cover a good sort of range of grades and topics. So looking at things like data analysis, looking at systemic racism, looking at implicit bias. So lots and lots of really, really great stuff within there. So those are all things that I love, love, love from these Decolonizing STEM resources from Eric Cross, but there's a ton of other stuff in there. So just kind of dive through the resources and take a look, and hopefully they are useful for you for your STEM classes. Okay, whew, 15 minutes goes by quick. I think we got time for probably one more tip or trick or activity. So let's go back to our voting. I will post up the link for our voting again. So there's our link there. And let's see where our last one's going to go. All right. Okay, we're starting to get some more votes in. So I'll give us about 30 seconds to go to get your votes in. Let's see, we've done number 1, we've done number 3. Number 7 is starting to look pretty popular, and you know what? I think we're going to go with number 7 because I love this. I love making stuff look pretty. So let's dive into number 7 because that one gets me really excited to talk about. So this is all about creating custom Google Keep headers. So making your Google Keep look like this, like making it look really pretty and visually appealing. I know it feels a little superficial to talk about making your Google Keep look pretty, but it makes me feel like just that little bit better about getting myself organized and getting my tasks done. It makes me actually want to go back to my Google Keep and check it consistently and, you know, go through and get myself a bit more organized. So I do have a resource here that I'll share with you that kind of walks you through all the steps to creating these custom Google Keep headers. It's also got a video walkthrough, but let's do this really, really quickly. So what I would do to create one of these custom headers is I would create a new Google Slides presentation. You could do this with a Google Drawing too. So I'm just going to go slides.new, hit enter. And then from here, I don't want a theme. I'm just going to get rid of this background stuff here. The first kind of thing you'd want to do is go in and change your page layout. So I'm going to go to File, and then I'm going to go to Page Setup. And then I'm going to choose from this drop-down menu here to Custom. And I mean, it doesn't really matter what size you make them, but the ones that I had in my example, those are made as a 6 by 3 inch page layout. So you could do that. I'm going to hit apply, and then that gives me my canvas to work with. So from here, you can go in and insert things like word art. So maybe I want to create my to-do. I'm just going to hit enter. I despise Arial. It looks so boring. So I'm going to change this to Poppins. I really like that. And I'm going to go and I think I made it black for the ones that I was showing you. We'll just move this up, center it a little bit. And then you can go up to your fill colors and change your fill colors. You can also change your outline. So to get that kind of shadowing effect like I had on my example, I actually duplicate that too, and then I layer one on top of another. So the one on the front here, oh, that looks kind of cool too. You get like a shadowing effect. But the one on the front, I generally make it transparent and I leave the outline. And then the one that's in the back, let me see if I can grab the back one. I'll generally make the border color transparent, and then I will add one of the colors. You can actually grab the colors for the Google Keep from that article and match them perfectly if you want to. I'm not going to do it right now because it's going to take too much time. And then you could go in and add, say, a text box. So maybe I want this week in here. Let's just center that quickly. And then I like Sacramento here. I think that looks pretty good when you give it kind of a cursive type thing. And then I like to make that pretty big. So, you know, make it around 70 or 80. But you get the idea. You could also add like text boxes and create a whole bunch of different stuff. You can come and drag images in here. So all sorts of stuff. When you're done, you're just going to go File, Download, and then PNG image. And then when you come over to your Keep, then to add those, you can just drag it and drop it into a new note, and it'll add it up at the top of your header for you. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. If you want a deeper dive, go check out the resources in the link that I provided you, and that will help you get going with that and diving in a little bit deeper with it. All right. 15 minutes goes by so quick, so that's all we have time for today. Thank you so, so much for joining me, and we'll see you in the next Bite Size PD. Other than that, have a great day.